What is up, everybody? This is Marshall Lee of DonkeyJawProjects.com, and I'm trying to make this thing work. I'm trying to do a live stream here, um, and I hope it's working. Let's see if I can see it. Yeah, it looks like I am. I'm live there on the YouTubes. Let's turn down the sound. Oh, and now I can see the chat as well, which is interesting. All right, this is kind of cool. Omelet Arcade. You can see the little logo there. That's apparently it's for streaming video games, but I am doing something different. I'm doing the art version of it. So today I'm doing this. I'm gonna work on comics, obviously, but I'm kind of warming up with this give me 6 characters, the 6 fan arts challenge started by M Capri. I don't know that thing that is right here. this person, I'm assuming on Instagram. And I still have one space that I need to fill, you can see, but I'm gonna be drawing these characters. Starting with Shredder right now. We'll see how far we get. Um, obviously I already started it, but I can only stream for a little while, like a half an hour or more, because I'm actually going to be on Teresa Del Pilar's um, channel very soon, around 9:30, somewhere around 9:30, supposed to be. So I'm excited for that. You guys should definitely check that out. I think we're gonna have a really cool episode for you, and we're celebrating um, a milestone for Teresa, which is really cool. So definitely come and stay tuned for that. Hopefully you guys hear me and you see me. Let me know if the live stream seems like it's going well. Actually, I can kind of test it. Hopefully this won't cause a problem. Yeah, actually, it sounds like it. You are able to hear me. So here we go. This is a way I can do live stream. I can take that little logo out of the bottom right if I want, but then it'll be 720. The quality will be 720 instead of 1080. So I don't know. I don't mind the logo, and this way you guys can see what I'm doing a little bit clearer. So yeah, really excited to be doing this. These fan arts were suggested by people on Instagram. This one was suggested by my buddy Fogbreaker Studios. He's also makes comics. He's part of the Discord. I don't have any links in the description right now, but if you look at my older videos, you can see the link tree, which will bring you to the Discord. If you want to join a really cool comic making community that stays very active. And Fogbreaker Studios is part of that. Alright, so let's get on to drawing Shredder. My first experience with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is the animated TV show, the original animated TV show, and that's how I first found out. I wish I could say that I was reading the comics, but I was pretty young. Well, relatively young. I guess, let's see, how old was I? I think I was into comics at that point, but still very new to it. When Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came out, and let's see, yeah, I remember I felt like I was kind of just getting to that age where I started to feel like maybe cartoons were a little bit like maybe I was starting to get a little too old for cartoons. I'm not sure. I don't know why I ever felt that way. I mean, I kind of did and didn't. I don't know because I loved like Disney, certain Disney movies and stuff. Like Little Mermaid was a big one, which sounds weird, I guess, if coming from a dude, but that was a big one for me. And Aladdin, I loved Aladdin. Another huge one for me that I loved, and I don't know, and I loved comics. So why would I think that comics were? I don't think I ever felt like I was too. I grew out of comics, but for some reason, I stopped paying much attention to animated things, and I don't really understand why. Um, Nowadays, and I don't, even to this day, I don't really watch a lot of animated things too often, but I read comics, and you would think maybe I'd get into like anime or something, but you know, nowadays I kind of am, but I usually would rather read the comic or the manga than watch the anime. I don't know why. It's really weird. It doesn't necessarily make sense. I am a fan of animation. We just got Disney Plus, and I came home the other day, and my wife was watching Sleeping Beauty, and I'm like, oh, we have to watch that together because, first of all, I've never truly seen the whole movie through, and second of all, it's one of the most artistic Disney movies that there is, especially from that time, that era. He really was trying to push the art and the medium of animation with that movie more than even some of the other movies that they made. And he put everything Walt Disney put everything on the line to make that movie, and it actually didn't do too well, from what I understand. Relatively compared, like they took a big risk doing that, and apparently it didn't really do as well as some of the other stuff he was doing. Uh, but obviously it's a classic, and I think he bounced back and was able to make something of his company after that, seeing as they own everything in the world nowadays. Um, so yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Let me check the chat, see if anybody's hanging out there. Yeah, it looks like we got some people. Acid Lace, hello. Allison McClone, sorry if I'm saying the wrong, pronouncing it wrong. Finally caught one of your streams. Yeah, on Saturdays and Sundays, if I'm doing anything on Sundays, it's easier to catch because I'm up a little. I'm not up as early. I'm not up at the butt crack of dawn like I normally am, before I go to work. So yeah, if you're in the States, usually people, from other countries like the UK or, Philippines or wherever can do all right, can catch me on the other streams, but I don't get a lot of my American viewers um, on those streams because it's so early. Um, I have to get up, go to work early. So yeah, I'm glad you're able to make it. What's up, Dave? How you doing? What's up, James? You guys rock. Thanks for popping in. So, like I said, I need another suggestion for the sixth of the six characters. I'm gonna be doing the Crow, Joker, Mr. Monster, which hopefully I can find reference for. Apparently, it's an old public domain character, Judge Dredd, and I need another one. I don't know how long it's gonna take me to do this, and I'd love to keep doing them, but I have to make comics too, so we'll see. I'm gonna try to at least complete one of these. It's funny. The guy who suggested me to draw Shredder, and he suggested a bunch of other ones too, Fogbreaker Studios. he, you know, we put this challenge out. It didn't originate with my Discord. It's, this user here, um, of, I don't know, Instagram or something. But it's been going around. I noticed I've seen it around. But through our Discord, we used it. Peter used it as one of the daily prompts actually yesterday, and I thought looked like a fun prompt. And it's funny though, Fogbreaker Studios, who prompted me to do Shredder, he did like 3 or 4 of them in one night, and of the full 6 things. So he did like 6 times 3 or 4, or however many he did, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's first of all, that's awesome. Second of all, wow, like I it takes me too long to do this kind of stuff usually. I get too deep, too involved. I try to make things look too pretty, and I can't just knock them out like some people can. I don't know how people do it. But like I said, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like, for me, my first experience with them was the original cartoon, on TV. And that was, even though I wasn't really, like, I was starting to feel like I might be a little too old for cartoons, which really doesn't make sense because I think I still watch plenty of cartoons after that. But anyways, that being said, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was certainly an exception. And I feel like it was more, my brother was into it more than me, but I couldn't help it. I was definitely into it. I think it's around this time that Earthworm Jim came out too on Nintendo. I don't know. The timeline is kind of weird to me. I went through different phases, and I mean, I remember maybe at this time, I think I was just starting to get an inkling for maybe I wouldn't watch cartoons as much. I don't really know, but I do remember watching like DuckTales. Like, I come home from school, and the first thing we'd do was turn on TV. If we didn't go play outside or something, I think we had to wait till my parents got home before we could go outside and play. And I wanted to go outside and play all the time. But you know, um, the first thing I would do is go downstairs and flip on the TV, and I think DuckTales was on, and Chippendale Rescue Rangers. So yeah, I can't remember what else, and I know that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I feel like, was around that time too when those were going on. I think G.I. Joe a lot of times was on. I can't remember all the different ones, for sure, but yeah, that's kind of where my memories go. So let's see, Allison McClone. I am Alley Cat on the Discord. Oh, okay, awesome. Thanks for being part of the Discord, and hanging out here. Raven is your suggestion. Okay. Ooh, James said Spawn. I'm probably gonna have to do more than 6 because I'm actually glad he said Spawn, because I love Spawn. Cobra Commander, Dave Hingley says, that's a great one too. Yeah, so Allison, or also known as Alley Cat, says she's been working on a set for warm-ups, and that's basically what I'm doing too, but my warm-ups always turn into much more. And I feel like when I'm done with these, I would like to ink them, and I would like to maybe color them too, but I don't know. Gummy Bears, yes, Gummy Bears was definitely one that I watched. I don't, it's like, I feel like in one respect, was I too old, but at the same time, was I not too old, because I watched all these like stuff that was more like kids. I remember all the theme songs too, like Gummy Bears, bouncing here and there and everywhere. That's such a that one, and then the DuckTales. Ooh, oh, what was that one? Oh, the Scrooge, was it? Was it Scrooge? There were so many good ones. Like, those are Disney, right? I think those are all Disney. Chippendale, Rescue Rangers. A lot of those are Disney, I think. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they're not. There was also what do you call it? The Animaniacs. That one was good too. Um, Pinky and the Brain. Was it Pinky or Pinky? I think it's Pinky. And then that was like the early days of The Simpsons too. Which that was, if there was any time that I did watch The Simpsons, it was then. But even then, I didn't really watch it that much. But I remember when I was into The Simpsons when they first came out, and back then, like nowadays, like I guess the focus is more on Homer a lot of times. But back then, it was all about Bart Simpson, and he had like all these like catchphrases and stuff. Cowabunga dude, and what else did he say? He said there. I remember there was a quote, something about being an underachiever or something, and I had some kind of sticker or something that said talked about being an underachiever, and I remember my mom coming in and saying I don't like that. I don't want you to be an underachiever. I want you to be an overachiever or something like that. And I was like, I remember kind of feeling bad about that, but you know, I don't know. I didn't care what it actually meant. When I was a kid, I just was like, it's Bart Simpson. He rides a skateboard. It's cool. um, so that was kind of how that all went. Um, Again, just so you guys know, I'm gonna be on Teresa Del Pilar's show at 9:30 Eastern time, which is about 45 minutes from now. That's gonna be fun. Me and I think Mike Emirates is gonna be on there. So when this is done, it won't be long. Go hop over to Teresa Del Pilar. She's got a great YouTube channel, and it's definitely worth subscribing to her too. If you've watched any of my live streams, you've probably seen her because I have her on often. She's a good friend. So yeah, um, I think this shredder's starting to come out pretty cool, huh? I kind of I'm basing it off of the original um, animation. I wish I was into the comics. I wish like when I was younger, I even knew about the comics and knew how to get access to them because I think I would have loved them. But that being said, um, I'm basing this off of the cartoon, and but then I'm kind of mixing in some like samurai imagery and some, I don't know what this one's from. That I'm kind of scrolling up this one, but that one looks really cool. So I'm kind of taking from a bunch of different ones, but mostly basing it off of this original animation version of the Shredder. Um, Mostly because it's simple. It's just way simpler than all the other ones, and something I can easily do. I think I got the sketch down pretty good here. So I guess I'll start inking. Let's see. I should put this under here. Let's see what people are saying. I definitely want to do Spawn. I'm gonna take Raven. Now Raven is what is, I feel like I've heard of Raven, and I can't think of what Raven is from, but I'll probably go with that because that was the first thing that was suggested here. Just please jog my memory and let me know who Raven is, so I can look up some reference. Um, I won't do it in this stream, but eventually, maybe I'll just keep, now that I have this Omelet Arcade app, I can, do some of these live streams. Oh, it's from Teen Titans. Oh, cool. That's awesome. I should know more about Teen Titans. That's something I would definitely have watched if I was young, or when I was younger. Gummy Bears is on Disney Plus. Awesome. Allison says she intends to color hers. Cool. Dave says, Marsh, you hipster. I was into The Simpsons before it was popular. I was, yeah. Is it hipster or is it I'm just old? You know, I definitely come from a generation that probably, you know what? I'm so hipster. I'm so hipster that I preceded hipsters. Even I was a hipster before hipsters existed. um, no, but like that whole tendency of saying like I was into something before it was popular. I feel like it's just something that always has been a thing. Maybe I don't know, but I feel like we've been I don't know, that's definitely a tendency like to feel that way and want to be like first to something. That might be an interesting topic, like why do we feel the need to do something like that? I don't know. Yes, James says, Bart, eat my shorts, dude. Yes. He had all these catchphrases. The comics were hard to get back then. I bet. Allison says, I had the luck of having family near where they put out the comic for the first time. Oh, so you saw the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic? Is that what's going on? Dead Yeah Hunter says, hello, bro. Hello, bro. How you doing? Um, Acid Lace, you were into The Simpsons at its best. Was it really? I feel like it's gotten, maybe got refined through the years, but I don't really know because I didn't watch it. I mean, it's still so popular. I think, right? I mean, it's still going as a show. Um, I feel like its popularity peaked way after I was watching it, but maybe not. I don't really know. It feels good to be in on something before all the plebs. I have the original run, all first prints of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's freaking awesome. I have a bunch of issues of the first run, but they're like definitely not first prints. Somebody gave me them, which I thought was pretty cool. All right, so let's see on proportion wise. I think it's okay. Um, Maybe I need to. Oh, let me get back into the sketch, the pencils section. This leg's a little small. Yeah, that makes more sense. All right, and now I'm going to get back into the inks and we'll see what we do. I mean, I'm not trying to say I'm going to be doing the best thing I've ever done here, but I'm going to try to enjoy doing it. Let's see if I can get the inking done before I have to leave and go to Teresa's live stream. So it sounds like a lot of you are probably somewhere around my same age, because you're having memories, talking about memories from that. Maybe older, maybe younger. So that's kind of cool. Let's see, 7, 8. What size? I'm in Clip Studio Paint. What size brush do you guys ink with? I feel like 8. This is a 600 or 300 DPI 10 by 10 inches square here that I'm working in. And I always feel like I don't know. Oh, you know what? I need to turn the pencil's opacity down. There we go. Then I can see it better. Cool. I still feel like I'm such a newbie with working digitally, even though I've been doing it for years now. For a couple years now, I should say. I just feel like such a newbie. I guess that's just how art is. I always feel like I'm just starting. Do. Let's see. So how are you guys doing today? Are you working on projects or getting ready for Easter? Are you doing anything for Easter? I know we bought some some typical Easter food, some stuff that's typical Passover food actually. Like Jewish Passover type stuff because my wife is grew up with Jewish and Catholic stuff going on, and neither of us are really Catholic now, but I'm a Christian. We're both Christians, but you know, there's certain things, traditions and stuff, especially with the Jewish, that we kind of still. Is it nothing like crazy? Like we don't like follow the holidays or necessarily, but like you know, we're Jewish friendly for sure, and we like to have some of the foods and stuff that they would have during this time. So she's gonna make some haroses, I guess. I should say she likes to have some of the foods. I like. We'll probably make some matzo ball soup, which I really love. I don't like haroses though, to be honest. Um, but she really loves them, so she's gonna make some of that, and we'll do that. But we'll also do like the just the ham. We're gonna have some ham, and which is not Jewish, is it? But I think they always had ham, even though they were Jewish. Um, and we'll have some mashed potatoes, string beans. What else did I get? I forget. Just some stuff like that, and we'll hang out at home kind of by ourselves. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna fire up the old Zoom or Google Meet or whatever, and we are going to put the laptop on the kitchen table and hang out with family via video conferencing. So yeah, that'll be fun. Let's see. Allison says, my mom is dropping food off to me tomorrow since I can't risk getting sick. I have compromised immune system. Yeah, that's smart. This whole thing it's good to stay safe. We don't want to, I think to be honest, I think it's basically just about over. But we don't want to, re-cause a problem, so I think it's important to, keep to the guidelines, especially if you have a compromised immune system, um, and keep the social distancing going and all that. But I think we're going to be all right. We're going to be out of this thing pretty quickly here soon. I mean, for me, it's going to take a little longer because, to me, my life has stayed relatively the same because apparently I'm considered essential, or my job is, I should say. I was essential before essentials were essential. No, but no, so a lot of things I've still had to, go out to stores. My wife has a lot of prescriptions sometimes that she has to pick up. Well, recently she's had a bunch, so I've had to do that, and I have to do the grocery shopping and all that fun stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that hasn't changed for me, but we live in Connecticut, so we're right next to where we live in Connecticut is further up. Like it's more down south that there's problems, but down south is right next to New York City, and that's where we've been hit. One of the hardest in the country has been Connecticut, but it really has been more down south. And it's pretty much stayed down there. So I don't really go down there, but we do have trucks that go down there. So, you know, there's that. But, you know, the area where I live hasn't had very many cases at all. So, we've been okay. But yeah, I think this thing's dying out. And we should be able to get back to normal relatively soon. Um, in my opinion, the sooner the better. But at the same time, we do want to stay safe and whatnot. So yeah. Today I intend to work on the superhero anthology piece. Yeah, me too. I intend to do that as well. um, Allison is talking about one of the things we got going in the Discord. Well, I shouldn't say we, because it really has nothing to do with me and my Discord. And the Discord isn't necessarily me anymore anyways. It's just us, or a group, and it's kind of cool. Well, it's really cool. Um, but, Peter Seckler and Sir Handsome over on the Discord um, created this anthology called the 9-Volt Anthology, and it's a superhero anthology, and they were nice enough to invite us all to be part of it if we'd like. So that's exciting, and Allison looks like she's working on one. I'm working on one. You guys have seen Expando here. If you guys want to see, here's page 1 so far. Maybe I'll do some live streams where I'm working on this as well. But you'll also see the working artist vlog. So that's as far as I've gotten so far. You can see the other pages too, I guess, if you want. These are all the roughs. This page is going to be cool. This one's going to be really cool. Let's see. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing this. And this is kind of a fun project. I'm not like, trying to go too crazy with it. I'm just trying to enjoy myself and have fun working on a cool thing. So, yeah. I just got done working. Well, I shouldn't say just got done, but last year I spent most of the year working on the Lone Wolf comic anthology, and the story I was working on was called Sword of the Samurai. So I did a lot of kind of research on samurais to design that character, and so it's kind of fun to sit here working on Shredder. He's a samurai type character, which I think is really cool. Samurais are pretty darn badass, that's for sure. My voice is all funny because when I talk a lot, my nose gets stuffed. It's so weird. And it's somewhat early in the morning. I should finish my coffee here and then get another one. Let's see. I got a chip. Catch y'all later. Well, thanks for hanging out, Dave. Let's see. Acid Lace. I'm painting my comic. I've been home the whole corona outbreak, so I got a lot of artwork done. Oh man, I almost wish I was home. I mean, it's a kind of double thing, it's like I'm glad that I'm able to keep my job, because a lot of people are struggling in that respect, and I'm glad I don't have to worry so much about that. But at the same time, man, it would have been nice to have a nice little 14-day, 30-day, whatever vacation and get some comic work done. But, you gotta do what you gotta do. That's what adult being an adult is all about. Don't ever become an adult, kids. Sometimes it's tricky to know where to put the folds for things. I think it's kind of cool how this version has like that breastplate. I might add that. Of course, I should try to do straighter lines though. I feel like this version, like, is this Bruce Timm drew this or something? Like, it looks like definitely inspired by Bruce Timm, but I think Bruce Timm would have gone a little more exaggerated with the pose, maybe. Maybe a little bit shorter legs and bigger chest. I don't know. I have Milky Chance songs in my head all the time because my wife and I really love the band Milky Chance, and we listen to their stuff all the time. Also, really like Ellie Goulding. It's funny, like it's funny for me to say that publicly because I've always been such a hardcore hip hop head, like '90s hip hop, but at the same time, I do like pop music too. Singer, I like all kinds of music. Seriously, I've always been like that. Just yesterday, we were watching Shameless, and Frank Gallagher and his newest lady friend, who is actually in Gilmore Girls a lot. They were singing a song, and I'm like, oh, that's Joni Mitchell. I love Joni Mitchell too. That's my mom. My parents had a lot of influence on the music that I listened to. Like at first, like they've both had a pretty wide variety of musical tastes and a lot of good. I don't know. I think it's good. Maybe I think it's good because I grew up on it. But yeah, Joni Mitchell's pretty rad. Some of her stuff's not amazing to me, but just because there's only so much I can go down that Joni Mitchell road, I guess. But yeah, her stuff's really good. Um, and my dad, he had a very interesting taste because he's actually like mulatto, um, so he kind of had influences from like rock and roll, a lot of rock and roll stuff, but he also had like some influences from other cultures where he was like it was like funk stuff and jazz stuff and really cool stuff that I got to check out as a kid, which I think was really cool. He used to listen to records, on vinyl. He had his collection. He's also where I learned first started reading comics. He really loved. He had all his old Superman comics and stuff. A few Batmans, but mostly just Superman. He was really into Superman, Jimmy Olsen, things like that. Anything Superman related. Um, Kind of in too close with this inking here. I shouldn't ink so close. It's unrealistic as far as like when it comes to like this versus traditional. Things like this, like spikes and stuff and blades, sometimes can be really tricky to draw. Oh yeah, Allison. Yeah, a lot of people who said she said she used to love Lone Wolf and Cub, which I don't. I've heard is really good. I should check it out for sure. Um, but a lot of people, when I was working on that comic, brought that up, Lone Wolf and Cub. Because it's kind of got a similar, you know, thing, but it's I think it's very different too. I don't really know much about Lone Wolf and Cub, but from what I understand, I think it's actually pretty different. But still, similar. It does have to do with like an Indian. It's actually half Indian, half. I don't know if it's European or it's a mix between in the guy's like a mix between Indian and you know settlers, somebody from like the settlers or something culture, and then the samurai. Um, there's a samurai character in the story I was doing, so yeah, I don't know. I guess that stuff all can be somewhat related to Lone Wolf and Cub, but it is, to my knowledge, I think it's still available on Indiegogo. And once again, if you follow the link that I have, it's not in this description, but in all my other videos, the link to the link tree, you can find that Indiegogo, and I think you can still support it. I don't think it's too expensive either. It hasn't actually been 100% published yet, so so yeah, still available. Let's see. I wish I knew about that one. Oh, yeah, not the same thing. Um, that's cool, Acid Lace, that you've been painting your comic. That's awesome. Like, I'd love to see that. You should, if you're not already, you should check out the Discord. I'd love to see you share some of that in the Discord. Again, in that same link tree. I will put a link in the description in this after the fact, but it's not there yet. Like I was saying before, I have a live stream coming up on Teresa Del Pilar's channel, and that's actually going to be starting in about 20-ish minutes, depending on how prompt it is. It's supposed to start at 9:30 Eastern. So I'm going to actually get going here. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me in the chat. And, I will continue working on this shredder and, on my comic as well. I got some good suggestions for more characters. I'm going to do Raven from the Teen Titans at some point as well, which was suggested by Allison. What's up, Empyrean Vol, also known as Peter Seckler? How you doing? Shredder is looking sharp. Yes. Did you see Kevin Eastman has an Indiegogo coming out? I did not. I'll have to check that out. So yeah, again, come hang out with us over on Teresa's stream coming up soon. Just type in Teresa Del Pilar on YouTube, and she'll come up. You'll see the red logo with her little drawing character in it with the big glasses. And yeah, it'll be fun to see you guys over there. Other than that, thank you for watching this, and hope you have a great weekend, great Easter, however you're celebrating it. Or, if you don't celebrate it, hope you have a great weekend. Other than that, I'll talk to you guys later. All right, actually, I got to figure out how to stop this thing.